Hello, everyone. Nice to see you once again. Just opened the door for my grandkids. 1 minute. Today I came at the right time, not like yesterday. Yesterday was disaster. Just 1 second, I'll be back. As soon as my grandchildren come home, I will go upstairs. Okay. Hello, Stephen. How are you? How was your day, Stephen? Today I came at the right time. I kept in mind, oh, when the computer laptop shows 5 o'clock, then I come on. So now that was easy to remember. Just have to remember when my laptop shows 5, then I have to come on. So yeah, got it now. Uh, what was this time now? This time was uh, 23. Yeah, at about midnight. At about midnight. So it would have been about 1 o'clock for Pita. Is that? No, 23. So midnight. About midnight for Pita. She got up, as usual. She got up and then she messaged me and then she said, can you call me? And I said, no, I'm not calling you. You please go back to sleep. It's important. I said, you have work today? She said, yes, I have work. Then I said, go to sleep. And I didn't message her. She didn't get back to me, so she must have gone to sleep, thank God. Other than morning, she cannot get up. Yeah, day was okay, but rainy all day, rain all day. Oh, okay, so you're having rain. But as you said, April showers ready for flowers. Yeah. Yeah, it's sun. Outside is a little windy. I see the wind. Sometimes you hear the howling, you hear the howling of the wind also. I saw she replied to a post in the middle of the night. Oh, did she send something? She replied to a post in the middle of the night. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah, she does all this. Last time she wanted to still carry. Oh, long life for her. Long life for her. Were your ears burning, Pita? Your ears must have been burning. I was just talking about you. Talking all bad things about you. Bad, bad, worse things about you. So good I did not respond to Pita. She went to sleep and she's got up on time. I told her, go back to sleep. And thank God she went back to sleep. But you're saying she responded middle of the night to she gave a comment on a post. Naughty girl. Poor thing, she has work today also again, right? Right, Pita, you have work, right? We only care about you, right? That's why I just, as the saying goes, sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind. Have you heard that saying before, Stephen? Pita, have you heard that saying? Sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind. So I had to tell Pita, no calling, no talking, no messaging, off to bed. You have work tomorrow, off to bed. Yes, it's called tough love. Yeah, true, true. Cruel means in the sense like, you just put your foot down for somebody's good, to do good to somebody. You just put your foot down. That's what I did with Pita. Because the other night, about 2 nights ago, she said, no, 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 you call now. I cannot get sleep. And also I called. Then after some time, I told her, listen, you better go to sleep now. And she said, okay. But then she went to sleep only around 3 o'clock her time. But I think that was when she was on holiday. She had 2 days holiday in between, right? So I think it was at that time. So, but I think she had school the next day, or was it the last day of the holiday? I'm not sure. The other night we were still chatting, and then she got up late yesterday. Remember? No, no, no. This is no way. She has to sleep. So, Pita, did you sleep well again after you went back, or you stayed awake posting comments on the posts? See, we are all monitoring you. Don't worry, because we are all interested in your welfare. Stephen, what happened to the level of the river? And with the rain and all, is it getting higher for the flood, or what is it like? And what happened with the tornado, Stephen? Last night, 9 p.m. tornado. I guess everything passed okay, right? There was no tornado created, right? We said it hadn't yet formed. They were just giving a warning. It could be possible. So I guess everything died a natural death. That's good. Oh, river went down a bit, but rising again now. Yeah, because of the rains, it must be rising again. And no tornado, thank God. Yeah, thank God about that. Crying in the Chapel, Elvis Presley sings it very nicely. Crying in the Chapel. Nice song. I don't know the lyrics. I remember part of the tune. Crying in the Chapel. That's a good singer, Elvis. I don't know how people, go so crazy. Okay, you like a singer or something, but they go so crazy and scream and tear out their clothes, and some even commit suicide. It's so stupid, no? And I know it happened with Elvis, it happened with the Beatles. Oh my God. People used to go crazy over the Beatles. Commit suicide? How did that help? How's the drainage system over there in your area or the city, Ohio? Like good drainage systems and all when it rains? Canada, I don't know where Mississauga, where I was, Mississauga, Ontario. Toronto used to get flooded, and certain places in downtown Toronto would be flooded. And Mississauga, well, there used to be kind of pools lying around here and there, but as far as I remember, nothing that bad. Yeah, nothing that bad in Mississauga. But down to Toronto, many low-lying areas and places used to get flooded, streets and all. Good drainage in your area. Okay, that's nice. That's good. Yeah. Thailand. Oh my God, Thailand was bad. Thailand was bad. Monsoon time means when it rains and it floods, and flood means quite a lot of flood. Not waist deep water or something like that, but some places maybe it would be like that. Some places, but most of the places were flooded enough for causing traffic jams and difficulty for people to walk and things like that. So yeah, Thailand was bad. India, of course, don't talk about India. India is worse than India. You can go in waist deep water, and even more than waist deep water. I live on top of a bridge. Okay, so you send the water down to the other folks. Yeah. Sometimes, when I think about creation, right? Think about the Earth and the other planets and things like that. And like when they show Earth is round, kind of a round sphere, and how the force of gravity keeps all these things on the Earth. Earth is made up of more water, 80%, I think, 80% water, and yet that water doesn't fall out, like, But if you see the Earth is like a round sphere, and the water like just remains, it doesn't fall out. As the Earth is rotating and revolving around the sun. So it's a marvel, like, creation is really a marvel about all these things. And how did the Earth first get inhabited? Like, only the Earth, why not the other planets? Some are too close, some are too far. Earth seem to be the best condition, like, for population and life. So sometimes I just wonder with all those things, I just wonder. But very difficult to get answers because when I used to try to look at answers, okay, one thing as Christians, we believe in the Bible. So we believe in God creating the earth and we believe in Adam and Eve and, those kind of things. As Christians, okay, we believe in that. But then, there are so many other theories about other things. I remember at one time, Darwin's theory was so strong, Darwin's theory, and how life started from a single cell and how that could split up and how that formed all the different creatures. And a little difficult for me to understand and fathom out, something like that. Like, how can a lion turn into a giraffe or a giraffe turn into a buffalo or, something like that. So, yeah, I thought that was Darwin's theory was a bit far-fetched for all that. But then so many people in different religions, they have different beliefs about how the earth was formed, right? And okay, if the earth was formed by God, what about the other planets? The earth was formed by God and God created the earth. What about the other planets, like, that are there apart from earth? Like, so how did those come into being? How was that created? And like some of them are going into like billions and billions of years. So if that is billions of years, then the earth is not billions of years according to God's creation, right? So yeah, I just wonder, like, I think very often, like, I used to think before, I stopped thinking now, but I used to think before, like, always interested and all, but can't get the right answers, can't get the right answers. Like they say, history was written by man. So at that time, men's writings and all were also influenced by, the kings and all that were reigning. So they would influence the writers to make sure they write only the good things and, all that, and not so much the bad things. And so, is history really history that we can believe in? What happened so many years ago? Can we really believe in that history? You know? And then they were written in so many different languages and then they were translated. So in translating the languages, could so many meanings have been lost? You know, sometimes I used to keep thinking. Then I said, ultimately you'll never get any proper answers from anywhere. So just believe in what you want to believe, right? And that's life. Okay, my grandkids have not come as yet. It's already 4:15. Just 1 second, okay? 1 second. Seeing shadow movements and all outside at the moment. I see you. I see you. Hello. My sixth sense was right, my sixth sense. I don't know. I could see in a reflection, and I think I'm watching shadows like passing and all. But yeah, they are on their way. They are coming. They are coming. The bus. I think I saw the bus. A shadow of the yellow. The buses are yellow, right? So I just thought I saw it. It's very far, but I just imagined I saw it. But yes, it is them. So thankfully. So what I will do, I will just move up. Okay, I will move up and then stay down. How was your day today? All three good days? Bad, bad, bad. Why, Kareem? I said bad too. Why was it bad? Oh, that is sad. That is very sad. come, so I will just take off. If you need anything, let me know. Okay, I'm upstairs. Let me know. Take care. Yes.
But I found outside.
What? Oh, that's nice.
I'm finding a dolphin.
Okay. Yep. So sometimes they come up and play and not make a noise, but what to do? Kids are kids. See, bright sun, but you can see how how these trees are moving. You know, these branches. So it's still very windy outside, and even though there's sun, it's pretty cold outside. I think I can't bear cold now. You know, I think I can't bear the cold now. Gone are those days when cold did not affect me. I could tolerate a lot of cold, but now it's the opposite. Now things are different. Okay, so I don't really need to charge my laptop. I can charge it a little later. I can charge my laptop a little later, but my phone has to be charged. My phone has to be charged. So yeah, so that is. Yeah, I used to just think, then I just gave up thinking about all those things. I just gave up thinking. We never really get the right answers for all that. So, I mean, good Pita got up early. Good Pita got up early. I was just reflecting on my last live stream. I was just reflecting on it and how the conversation went. And I was thinking, if you take a similar topic, but how totally we can branch off onto talking about the different aspect of it. And I know, yeah, we did do kind of a similar topic not too long ago. And like I said, I was saying in the morning also, like I was just thinking, should I do this topic again? And I said, yeah, let's just go ahead with it. It's something similar, but we took off on such a different note, and we engaged ourselves in talking about so many different things that were really good. I'm spending a lot of time now, trying to find accommodation. Now I have to really look around. Things are nearing. Soon it will be end of the month. I should get some information, and then I really need to leave. Really need to leave fast. Everything is comfortable here. It's nice here, but staying with someone is always staying with someone, right? Maybe family, maybe anything, but like it's not your own. Like it's not your own place, and it's just that they are away the whole day, so I'm free to do what I want, But then I try to blend in with them. But then, like now the grandchildren come from school, but I'm on the live stream. So then my daughter comes from work and she gets ready and she's cooking and, all this kind of thing. So I'm not really giving a lot of my time to them, right? I'm not really giving a lot of my time to them. So, but then what else can I do, right? These are the only timings I can. That's why morning I'm getting up so early in the morning. Before I used to go down and see them off, have a word with them before they went to work and all. And then when I started my live streaming, like so, I don't go down, I don't talk to them, so I don't even see them when they're going to work. That's why I make it a point just to go down and see my grandchildren off at least, like because invariably father and mother have gone to work already at that time, and so I go down. Then the father started going to work a little later, but he still leaves before they leave the home, and he takes off, and then they walk to the car at the top of the house plot, and they sit inside and wait for the bus to come. So I just waited to see them off till they reach the car and they are safe there. Like yesterday, there were the dogs. The dogs were not visible, but they were barking. So they're just a road and they're just across, the other side. So they were all scared to go, and then the boy was willing to go, but the elder girl and the younger boy, like especially younger boy, he was staying in the house. And so sweet, the girl is assuring, "Don't worry, I will take care of you. If anything happens, I will protect you." So sweetly. Then it was so cold, and I was in my shorts, and I didn't even wear a sweater yesterday in the morning. So I was freezing a little outside, but I still stood outside and I told them, gather some, this pebbles and stones and all, gravel. Like, so I said, just pick up these stones. If they are coming, you just throw it at them. But I was thinking to myself, if they are coming, I'll have to run out, also with these stones in my hand. I kept it in my hand, run out, to protect them. So I just stayed out in the front of the portico and told them, go quickly to the car. Once they reached there and they sat in the car, then I said, okay, no problem. Those dogs are vicious. Those dogs are vicious. We have been going out, for shopping or something like that, and we are traveling in a car. And even though the car is zooming past, they are still barking. And they are on our property. They are on our property. But still, you can't harm them. You can't harm them. You can't shoot them. You can't kill them. You can't do anything like that. I would throw stones at them, but protecting our life is more important. And they are all having collars and all belonging to the people opposite. They should have control on the animals, right? Like in your yard, you do whatever you want, right? But when you can't have somebody, you can't have those animals trespassing on our property and then attacking us. Like, they're really vicious, nasty. See when they barking and their teeth, when they're growling, you can see their snarling teeth and all. And they're quite big made dogs. I'm not what breed they are, but they're quite big made. So, yeah, I don't know whether I mentioned it once before, but my daughter, son-in-law, and myself, we went up to the supermarket and all that, did a lot of shopping and all, came back, and it was only about 8 o'clock in the night, but it had turned dark. And suddenly my son-in-law just turned the car back and then turned again. And my wife and saying, my daughter asked him, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Wait, wait, just watch." And then he trained the headlight, and in front were two deer, and the deer were just outside our door, like to the side. There's a berry tree, and they were having the eating the berries there. So he walked out of the car and shooed them away. Like, and as he began walking towards them, they took off. They are wild deer. They just took off from there. And before that, I used to see these marks in the snow. Hoof marks like walking. And I asked my son-in-law what it is, and he said it's a deer. And I told you I saw the other day from up here. I looked down. I was going down, and I looked out of the window. I saw about a pack of 5 to 6 coyotes. You can't outrun them, right? You can't outrun them. So better to stay safe. So like that is quite scary, like quite scary. And yet, when we are going into the other place, Grand Prairie, when we are traveling by road, you see these farms and all that. One small house, one small cottage, way in the wilderness. Like, how do those people live all night? 100% safe. Well, They are living like that for so many years. Sometimes it is generation to generation. But I don't know how they live like that, So lonely it is. Anyone want to share today's topic? This evening's topic? Pita, where are you? What's happened? Oh, Pita must have gone for a shower. She must be hiding in the closet. Pita, I can see you in the closet. Come out. Wires, wires everywhere. Ah, you're in the kitchen making a breakfast, preparing breakfast. Okay. So you're hearing whatever we are saying, preparing your breakfast and your lunch. So what's for lunch, Pita? What are you taking for lunch? I remember when I went to Pita's place the last night before I left. Nice, we had some little sing-song. Pita was there. She got another roommate, an old friend of hers, Sharon, was there. And she had one of her students, Genevieve, and we had a nice little sing-song. Had a nice little dinner. Then suddenly Sharon suggested to go and get some beer. So I told her, okay, gave her money and told her, go buy the beer and come. And then we had a karaoke night and we had a nice. Oh, you had lechon. You still had lechon with you. Wow. What happened with the hot hello hello? Stephen and myself were talking the other day, and Stephen mentioned, Stephen said, I would like to taste Pita's hot hello hello. I said, I don't know about hot hello hello. Never ever. I only know that they have the nice cold one, so I don't know how different it is to have a hot hello hello. Yeah, she has school on Saturday. Usually Friday she's off, but Saturday she has school. Yesterday was her off day, but she had to go to school for work. Don't forget your beer mug. That big pot is enough only for a day. Ah, okay. The hello big pot. Okay. A beer mug is only at school. I don't know. You have beer in school. Mm. So beer in school and beer at home. Wow. You drink coffee from beer mugs. So soon you'll be having coffee beer. Just thinking of when I make my trip back. I told Steven that's how we smuggle beer in the office. Okay, so they think you're having coffee, but actually you're having beer in school. Principal, the principal of your school must stop all this from happening. But in school, you are the boss, right? Rita, in school, you are the boss. I still have a boss over me. Yeah, you have a boss over you, but that boss doesn't stay in school 24/7 like you. Hello, Ren. Hello, Ren and Cabo. How are you? And Ren, where is my Chona? Ren, where is my Chona? Where is Chona? Have you hidden Chona somewhere? Oh, hello, Chona. How are you doing, Chona? Hello, Chona. Other phones were charging at the moment, but they are in. Okay, that's good. Thank you. So, Chona, did you sleep well? Okay, you slept well. That's good. That's good because you sleep quite late, you know. You sleep quite late, but it's good. Anyone want to talk about today's theme? Anybody wants to talk about today's theme? Art and craft. What are you good in doing? Arts and craft. Any woodwork? Yeah, I know Stephen does something of it, but any woodwork, sewing, stitching. Pita does something about that. Shona. Choo, 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 choo. I like to what Steven says. I like to watch people do origami. Yeah, I know. I know. In school we learned that it was one of the important things for the art and craft class, and we used to make lots of things like most prominent was birds and ducks and I don't know what else, but yeah. I like the topic, but I am running late. Going to shower now. Okay, we'll wait for you to reach school and then you can talk to us about the topic. Hopefully, Stephen and Chona will still be talking to me. Then, when you reach school, we can uh, we can listen to all that you have to say. Fly, birdie, fly, pitty, fly, fly, pitta day, fly, fly, pitta day, fly, right up to the sky. There's a song, right? Fly, Robin, fly, right up to the sky. So we'll modify it. Fly, pitta day, fly, right up to the sky. Oh, she'll have to fly right up to the school.
I'm upstairs. Let me get the music for it.
Chona, anything to speak about the topic? It's even another thing I'm interested in, like in bonsai. Bonsai. I I love, how I've seen the bonsai, even the oranges and all, like they really, it's small, but it's nice and sweet, and you know, but it requires a lot of care. You have to keep removing the plant and trimming the roots and then putting it back. And I know I read long time back, years and years ago, but it's a very tedious process, very tedious process. So I'm not good in gardening, but I don't know. At some stage, I was very interested, and I used to read a lot about that. I'm very interested in the bonsai. I think Japanese invented it. Don't see it around a lot nowadays. I don't see it. I don't hear news about it or something. But yeah, I was very interested in that. All I know, sir, is cooking. Okay, you know how to cook, and you know how to make desserts, right? Desserts. Today my throat is really bad. Yeah, Chona is good in desserts, I think. But whenever anybody says they are good in cooking, well, we have to taste it first, right? We have to taste it. We have to taste it to really know, correct? So hope one day I will be able to taste Chona's cooking. One day, hopefully one day. Chin, 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 chin. What are your skills, Winston? Uh, well, I used to draw. I used to be good in drawing. I showed some of my drawings the other day, right? So I used to be good in drawing. I was not too good in coloring. So from drawing, I moved on to shading. So I was pretty good in drawing and shading. Not good in woodwork. Not good in woodwork. But when I was in college, some people were doing this kind of what they were doing is what I saw somebody doing. They went and looked for some branches or some kind of thing fallen off from the tree and all, and from that they shaped it into something. So like just sandpaper and shape it and all that. So I had something like that for my exhibit also. And but basically, no, not very good. Not very good in doing all these art and craft. For my college, we had art and craft as a subject, and at the end of the 2 years, we had to put up an art and craft display, and that was this art and craft was a display uh, at the college community hall, and many people came to see. Like the students came from the school and from other places and all to see. And I remembered at that time, so many of the boys they brought cross stitch, and as far as I had heard in those days, cross stitch, you have to look at the back of the cross stitch, and if the back is like very clear, that shows that you're a very good person, very good in doing it. The front might be very clear, and showing the picture and very nicely done, but if the back is equally good, it cannot be perfect, but equally good, that shows good. And these people brought classical. They couldn't even sew a button, but they were able to bring cross stitch. And nobody questioned them, The art and craft teacher did not question them, but they allowed it in the exhibition and all that. So, and sometime when people came, they were asking, "Oh, this is nice, that is nice. Can we take it after the exhibition? Just take it." And some of them said, "Yeah, yeah, you can take it and all." So, long story short, as soon as the exhibition was over, I just collected all my stuff and threw it in the garbage because that was the right place for it. So whatever I had in the art and craft went into the garbage. Nobody ordered it, and I'm not going to carry it around, so it just went into the garbage. So that is my skills at art and craft. But I'm good in things like poems. I make up a lot of poems. I can make up a couplet, or a small short verse of 4 lines, like and I can make it at the spur of the moment. I can make it with each line rhyming. I can make it with alternate lines rhyming. So, or the first and last, the second and third rhyming. So, yeah, I'm pretty fast in doing something like that. Um, Many times I always considered, there was a time when, you could write jingles for ads and all, like, never ever got encouragement to do it. And those days where we thought of just branching out and doing something creative on our own, never. It was always stereotype, get into a job and just work like that. So yeah, so I was never really very good in art and craft. No, I can't say I was good in art and craft. What else can I think of? Like, school days was only drawing and painting. We never had really anything like cutting and origami and all. We never had that in school when we were growing up. And art and craft was only in the middle school. Once you cross middle school, then came into grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then that was only like just hardcore studies. So I was not good in that. I was just good in sports and games and uh, pyramid formation, gymnastics, pyramid formation, going to hoops of fire. Those things I was okay, but art and craft, no. Clumsy, clumsy, clumsy. Like we were talking the other day, and Pita said black and blue fingers, banging nails in the wall and all. I don't think I can hit. I don't think I can hit the same spot with a hammer 3 times consecutively. I'm better at making. Steven says I'm better at making functional things than things just to look good. Yeah, true, true. I know we have seen your bow making. That's good. We have seen you making the uh, triangular bell. That was nice, to carve it and make it into the triangular, and then to literally have it sounding like, and just made from crude metal, kind of, right? So that was good. And your can opener blew me away. Your can opener really blew me away. and it took quite a while to get all that done. Peter says, I am not good at, but I handled contemporary arts at school. I was not good at arts, but I handled them. But Peter, you are very gifted, Peter. Peter did Peter did a little bit of sewing. Okay, okay, Peter, you don't want to talk about yourself. Peter did a little bit of sewing. She went for sewing classes and all that, and she got her sewing certification and all that. And then the first thing she started to do was that roommate of hers, her friend. I thought you are a seamstress, Peter. Yes, she is. She is. She is. So she's too busy now to tell you. So I will share it with you. So Sharon, her roommate and her friend, she has a particular set of uniform. So Pita went and bought the cloth and all, and her own she began to stitch for her the skirt, skirt and the top and all that. So yeah, she'd been successful. Pita stitched some of her uniforms also, and yeah, she'd been very successful with what she'd been doing. But the problem with Pita is that she's a mistress of all. She's Jill of all trades. She's Jill of all trades, master of none. And I think her things are short term. I told her, like, when you're learning, make it into a profession, make it into a profession and try to carry on. She's got some videos. She's got some videos, Stephen. I don't know if you've seen it. She's got some videos where she's making some calculations and, she had all the cutouts, she made cutouts and all and used that. So, and not easy to make, if you make pants, to make the front, the fork lining and the front where the buttons or the zip goes and all, those kind of things are difficult. Pockets are difficult to make also. Pockets are difficult. Yeah, they make the pattern on paper and they keep that, like, so, making the fork, making the front zip or buttons and, all those kind of things, shoulders, all those kind of things are quite difficult to make, but she was doing a good job at it. She was doing a good job. But I told her, like when you learn something, always try to make it into a profession, try to do a side business, do that. But she's married to the school, Peter is married to the school, so for her, she will do everything and anything for the school. She will neglect herself, she will neglect everything else, but school she will not neglect. She carries work home also from school and does all sorts of things. I tell her, all this is the school's work, not your work. Sitting to make manuals and all those kind of things is not a teacher's work. The school has to arrange it and you know get it from somewhere. But who can tell Pita what to do and what not to do? Nobody can tell her. She goes beyond the call of duty. So yeah, just trying to think about my skills, trying to redeem myself if I can think of any good straw to cling on to regarding arts and craft. I showed that day. I don't know if you had a chance to see all my drawings that day. So I've kept a few, and they are all done in the year 1969. I was 15 years old. All those paintings and this which I did, that was a year when I just flourished with paintings, and I was very interested and I did a lot. And it's all dated 1969. So I was 15 years old at that time. So yeah, so I took out, from my book and I kept some of them. So they are all 55 years old. They are 55 years old. The paper on which I did it, and I sometimes wonder how the paper hasn't crumbled, how the paper has remained. That means the quality of paper at that time was pretty good, pretty good. I always thought learning a hobby, I always thought turning a hobby into a job, take something you like to do for fun and turn it into work. But Stephen, I would say if there's something you like to do, it doesn't become work. It's still fun. It's still fun, and it's still like a hobby, you know. So I don't know. I would think it's like more like fun, you know. It's still fun. It's not work, like, you know. Like now you're doing a job. You're doing work. Okay. You may like the work. You may not like the work. There may be some aspects of the work you don't like. But when you pick up a hobby, like, you know, you're making all these kind of useful gadgets. Okay. So they're not commercial ones. They're not commercial ones. But then people also look for something unique, isn't it? So, you know, you get the commercialized can openers, correct? But if you just churn out can openers which are different, different mediums, like you may take out something like metal, wood, whatever it is, like, you know, you create something new and you experiment with it, and then you create different kinds of shapes and, you know, kind of things like that. And, you know, it's fun. It's fun. But of course, you have 12 hours of work. So, you know, on your off days, I don't know, there are so many things you need to catch up with, I guess, you know. But I would think turning uh, if you're turning a hobby into a side business, it still remains fun. It's still, because it's not like you're solely dependent on that business, right? You're not dependent on that business for income. But sometimes when you create some unique things, you can get a unique price for it, right? When they take out mass production, it can be cheaper, but when you're doing something that's unique, like designer dresses and designer suits, and, you know, they charge a lot of it for the designer wear. Why? Because let's say the actors and actresses, you know, once they wear something, nobody else is wearing the same thing. Okay, because they don't want to be caught dead wearing same thing that a famous actor or actress wore. So when they have all their, you know, awards and all that, you see every year each one is trying to compete with the other, and they have special stylists who will continuously keep designing things for them, and they have to pay through their nose. You know, it's like once in the whole world dress, like, you know. So you pay for that. You pay for that a good price for that. So I'm sure, you know, there are people that would like to, you know, like to, you know, you have a country fair, or, you know, like something like that, you know, and you just put up something at the country fair, or, you know, at a church. Usually after church, you know, they have something like that, you know, people come and sell their stuff or something outside church and all that. So, you know, you can get a good price for something, you know, unique, something novel like that. So in that sense, it turns out into a your hobby turns out into a kind of a side business. It's not a dependent business, but it's just a side business. So I don't know. I would look at it. I would look at it also. You know, when you're doing it, it's still fun. It's still fun to do it, because, you know, you're thinking of creating new ways of doing something, a new way of, you know, how to fix it. Like, you know, it was such a novel. I always keep thinking it was such a novel way, because I was wondering, where do you keep your camera? You know, I was wondering, where do you keep your camera? And then when you described how your camera is tied to the ladder, you know, it blew me. You know, it really blew me that, you know, you're so creative that you thought of a way. You know, you thought of a way of how you could set up that camera to do it. You know, so, and, you know, you have to keep that camera so firm. You know, you have to tie it up in such a way that it is firm, and plus you have to tie it in such a way that it is showing you the angle where you are, what you are doing. So it's not an easy task. You know, it calls for a lot of creativity to do something like that. Now I'm using a tripod, and yet I find, like, when I'm doing cooking, it is so difficult to do the cooking. The camera angle, you know, it every time you know, I test it, but once you remove the camera, then you forget exactly what is the position. So even that kind of testing, then I have to just look through the lens and bend down at awkward ways to bend down and try to see, you know, try to see the lens and see whether it's working. And then I have to disconnect it, and then I have to replay it, keeping the camera in the same position, you know, because I may not get that same position again. So it takes a lot of time to do that. Yet when I used to do my my videos in Canada before in the condo, I had a nice ledge, I had a nice ledge. I just used to keep some books or something behind to support my camera, but that camera would catch me what I'm doing down, and it would also show me fully, it would show me fully also what I'm doing, and it was on landscape mode. Most of those videos are not portrait also, they are on landscape mode because my camera was balancing better on the landscape mode than on the portrait mode. So I know I captured good. It's just books, books of some lamp or some heavy weight just behind, and the camera is just lying on that shelf. But now, even with my tripod and all, the kitchen is in such a way that it's not giving me a good angle. And once I was trying to do something, and I'm wondering why is half the film in like a shadow. I cannot see what's happening. And then I realized that's because of the sunlight coming from the window was giving a particular shadow, and that was causing like half the film cannot be seen what I'm doing. So yeah, so I always think about your camera how it was, and I thought that was very novel, very creative to think of the right angle because the camera is metal, the ladder is wood, and you cannot change and bend the shape. To do it, you have to go according to whatever is there. So yeah, that was remarkable to get the angle. I only remember one thing that happened in 1969. Oh, okay, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. What do you say, Pita? We are all ears, right? Chona, what do you say? Where are you? Making smoothie? Making a carrot and cucumber smoothie? Come on, let's hear Stephen's story in 1969. I think you mentioned once before 1969. It seems a very familiar. Better use that makeshift stand than the tripod. Yeah, so I'll have to get a ladder from somewhere. No, the kitchen is against the wall, like it's against the wall. In the other one, I had the open plan kitchen, so that was good. But this is against the wall, so it's limited to take from the back. It's limited to take the action. A big hailstorm while I was in the back of my aunt's new car. Okay, and then tripods are too tight. It damages the CP. Mm, I don't know. My CP is still okay till now because it has rubber. Where it's holding the CP, it has rubber. It's kind of a rubber thing. It's metal outside, but the inner part which is holding the CP is kind of a rubberized kind of a thing. So no damage, no damage. No, it's not here. It's in my bag. Otherwise, I would have checked again. But I know it's rubberized. It's not metal, so it doesn't damage. Okay, so the hailstorm. Stephen was in the back of his aunt's new car. See, this is where when you're describing an incident, talking is so much better. No, you can describe in detail how much you want to talk, but in writing, it's so difficult. It dented her car up bad. We were really scared during the storm. Even if it's rubber, the pressure is too strong for the CP. Okay. So okay, so I can imagine you fixed a dent, yeah? You fixed a dent in the car. That's also an art, Stephen. To fix a dent in a car, it's an art. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. And to get the dent fixed in such a way that, it doesn't leave a bump. First, there's a dent in the car, and then it can leave a bump, a bump on the outer edge. I was 3.5 years old. Oh, Stephen, now this is getting interesting. Okay, then what happened? Hailstorm, you were in your aunt's new car. You are only 3.5 years old. Scared to hell, I guess. So your aunt's new car was dented and damaged. Rain and Cabo. Nice, Chona. Nice, Chona. Thank you. Chona, you had your smoothie for breakfast. Cucumber and carrot, or did you have something else today? Do you have something different, or did you have the same cucumber and carrot? Ah, you still remember the storm. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's just, hailstorms can be really bad, Sometimes it's like a real solid, big stones. And sometimes it depends, even if they hit the front uh, glass, it can like crack the whole thing, crack the whole windshield. Yeah, 1969. Oh, 1969. Talk about the year because of my artwork. Yeah, you were 3.5 years old, and I was 15 years old. Yeah, 1969, correct. Yeah, all my paintings and my drawings and all were shading. All was at that time. I just got very interested, and I was doing a lot of it that year in particular. I was in grade 8 at that time. Yeah, yeah, really. But I can't think of any other thing I would have been good in art and craft. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And even till today, I'm not really a handyman. I have done like changing of bulbs, changing of bulbs. Uh, I've done some bit of wiring jobs I've done, but like I see people sometimes they know which is live wire, which is other things. And while the connection is on, the switch is on, they are doing all sorts of things with wires. I was never like that. I would put the switch off and I would switch off the main, and then I would go into make some connections or something. Uh, changing fuses, getting those wire strips and putting it into the fuse and putting it back again. So those kind of things, yeah, minor things around the house I would do. I've changed the faucet and those kind of things I've done. I've cleaned drains. Even when I was in Dubai, I was cleaning drains, kitchen drains. Some or the other it gets clogged and full, and I would take plastic bags and put it on my hand and all, plastic bags and all, and put my hand. My wife used to say, "See how dirty." I said, "You want to pay somebody, and charge. They will charge you a lot of money, just to clean something like that." So I used to do all that. Then we used to get those. particular grease, liquid for the grease. So pour it down the drain, like kind of acid. Pour it down the drain. Pour it down the drain pipe. I've removed like under the sink all the drain pipes, cleaned it out, put it back again. So a few things like that I've done. Nothing major. A few things like that I was good at. I had a good sense to do things like that. Steven says, I hate paying someone to do something I can do myself. Yeah, if you can do something yourself, why are you paying such a lot? And in this part of the world also, even in Dubai, like it was costly to get somebody to come and do it, like. And then, it's all like, first of all, it's a doctor's fee. That's what you're paying. Just to diagnose what is the problem and what it is, that is a fee. For their transport to come, that is a separate fee. Then for their labor, that's a separate fee. And labor prices are high, for these kind of jobs, menial jobs kind of. So labor prices are very high. You know, when I was working in the condo as a security guard, there was a cleaner that used from his cleaning company. He used to come there and he used to do the cleaning job. Okay, and then one day when I went into town, into the uh, mall which was close by, one day I happened to see him there, and he's doing cleaning job over there for another cleaning company. He's doing a cleaning job over there. So, like, I casually one day I was talking to him, and I said, like, you like the cleaning job and all that. He said, yeah, it's nice and all. Then my coworker said, do you know how much he's earning between doing both these jobs? He's earning more than double your salary and my salary by him doing those two jobs. So, as for a cleaner, he was being paid a lot of money. So they won't give up their broom, they won't give up their broom at a swap for any other job because what the hell? And abroad in our type of the Canada, US and all, those cleaners and the malls and all, they have all the best equipment, the best of gloves they have and all. It's not like places like the third world country like Philippines. Nobody even uses a glove, nobody even uses a glove for all these things. You know, all those things are not provided to their employees. But in this part of the world where we are, they are provided with all the brooms and swabs and the buckets and all professionally. So they are not. And once they get out of their cleaner's uniform, you can't tell them from anybody else. Like, they are all tip top dressed. So yeah, so they get highly paid. So you call somebody to the house to do the work and you're paying for so much of the fringe benefits, and then the labor fee is very high on top of that. Mm. One thing always gave trouble in our home, okay, always gave trouble in our home, and that was the flush tank. And I guess doing the flush tank, the level, of bob, the level of the bob, whatever it's called, okay. So the arm and things like that, I think that is one of the easiest things to do, but I could never get it right. I could never get it right. And so I would do some kind of makeshift where at least it's working. The water is not leaking into the pot, the water is not leaking into the pot and all that. And it's functioning. When you pull the flush, the water level goes down and then the bob comes up and then it stops and there's no more water, flushing down, no more water pouring into the pot. So, okay, what I used to do and tie it up here, there, and everywhere, but I used to make do, because if you call someone professionally to do it, you're paying through your nose just to get a simple job done. But I know I never did a proper job. I used to Google, I used to try to see YouTube, but no, I could never get that right. That flush, the arm and the bob. So I could never get that right somehow or the other. My son was pretty good. My son was pretty good in doing things like this. He would even change the brake pads on a car only with his jack. He never had anything else. Only with his jack, he would put it up and go underneath and You change the brake pads and all that, you know. He never, he also, he won't get somebody coming from out to pay, and pay to do the job. No, he will get down to doing it himself. And all he learned from Google. All he learned from Google. Then even he bought a kind of a, he bought some kind of a machine. And you know, sometime in a panel on the car, the panel, it shows up, some light shows up, and you never know what that light means. Something is definitely wrong, but you do not know what it means. So he bought a gadget where he could hook it up, and it would tell him where is the fault, you know, what part of the thing is the fault and all that. So he could do that. Then he would Google up to see how to change it, what to do that. So yes, he's even changed brake pads, and you know it's not so easy, I believe, to do it. But he's been doing that also, changing brake pads, and they work well. Huh? They work well. Not like you know, it was almost like a professional job that he did. Okay, Steven says something more. I oh my God, reshingled the roof at my house years ago. Last year it needed work again, and I didn't want to do it again. So I paid someone to put a metal roof on. Yeah, those shingles are a real big job. You know, you got to get properly one into the other, and yeah, it's not easy. But I think they have something first underneath, right? They have something going underneath, and then the shingles come on top. I don't know. I think so. Once we had, but the townhouse where we had bought the townhouse, you know, but we had some problem with the attic. We had some problem with the attic, and we used to hear a lot of noises and all that. And uh, there was no way we could get into the attic. You know, we went up to the thing, you know, but it's very narrow. It was very low, and this was mainly above my bedroom. You know, where my bedroom was. So it was that. In the end, we had to get somebody professional to come in and look into it. And then they found there were a lot of birds over there. How the birds were trapped and how the birds were living and where were they coming in and out and going, God only knows, like, you know. But then he got that clean. We paid through our nose just to get that done. We paid through our nose, but they were professionals and they could do it. I was definitely not going to crawl up into that small space and, you know, with a torchlight try to find my way around there. So we finally got somebody to do that. Because that noise used to be very disturbing. It was like some ghosts were playing up there, you know. And very strange because he couldn't tell. The birds should have been dead, you know, if they were there for so many years, they should have been dead by then. How are they surviving on food and all? I don't know. He also couldn't tell where they are coming and going from, you know. Funny, he couldn't tell. But of course, I guess he wouldn't bother to do a thorough job to search through, right? But yeah, we had to call for that. Thank you, Chona. Tar paper underneath. Okay, tar paper. Yeah, I know there's something that goes underneath. I'm not. I'm not familiar with all that. But by putting a metal roof, Stephen, doesn't our house heat up during summer with a metal roof? Because in the house I was staying in Thailand now, it was a traditional Thai house and it had a tin roof and the summer was killing. You go outside and there's lovely breeze. There's lovely breeze outside, you know. And like you come out of your door and all the rooms are in a line and there's a big passageway, rooms on either side and a big long passageway and you were getting a cross ventilation. So if you sit outside, you're getting good breeze coming. And yet in the room, even the fan was giving hot air, you know, because of the tin roof. And I had the corner room. The corner room, if you know where I used to sit down. No, I don't know if you were on my channel at that time also. I think you were. And I used to have that backdrop. No, I had the backdrop. And the wall, if you touch the wall was hot. The wall was hot. I don't know how those masking tape of mine lasted for a long time. They lasted for a long time. But the walls used to get very hot, very hot. So, and we had tin roofs. So because of the tin roof, my God, sometimes I used to sweat, you know, Stephen, I used to sweat. Insulation keeps cool from getting a house hot. Also, the shingles are still under the metal. Okay, the shingles are under the metal, and so you got a towering thing. You got the shingles, and plus on top of the shingles was the metal roof. Okay, yeah, I guess you would have to insulate it. In this house, it was just some beams and tin roof. On top, the tin roof was on top. So yes, it's very hot. Only when it rained, and it would become a little cool at night. Sometime it would be cool when it rained, but most of the time, Thailand is mostly summer. Thailand is mostly summer. It really used to be very hot. I really, sometimes when I think back, how did I take out those months? How did I take out those months? I don't know. I just, ground my teeth and said, no, I know I have to do it. I have to save some money. It's just a matter of few months. I am definitely going to leave Thailand. And I didn't have 6 months to take contract, right? Because 2 months I was traveling. So I said, no, let it be. Bear it up, and some or the other, I'll manage. And I couldn't sit outside because outside, see, during the day, mostly it's all the women folk and the young girls and all outside. They're all sitting and chatting and they are talking loud as ever. During my live stream, also, the window was closed. But, there was a couch I finally got rid of, and I said, no, just take it out of the room. And instead of keeping it on the opposite side where they are staying, no, they're keeping it just where my window is. And then they are all sitting there and talking in loud voices. So, oh, very good, Pita. You reached school already. Pita, you want to go? You want to go live later on? You want to go live later on? So let me know. I will end my this. Okay. Last time also I remember Steven sent a message. Pita wants to go live, and I kept saying I can go off, but then you said no, carry on, carry on. So I carried on, and then I saw your message also saying I want to go live. And then Steven wrote and said also, no, Pita wants to go live, and I said yeah, sure, sure. I ended my live stream. Speedy Pita, yeah. The other day she reached school in 7 minutes. Usually it was 10 minutes, no 20 minutes. In 20 minutes she reaches school. The other day she reached school in 7 minutes, and I know her school is pretty far. Okay, even see, first of all, the school is far. Secondly, you don't really get you don't get a tricycle or something, a trike ride. You don't get it right up to a school. You have to go somewhere else, and then from there you have to take another tricycle ride. And sometimes she walks it down. I know it is very far. I don't know how the hell she walks so far. She reaches in 20 minutes. She thinks shortcut. But I have gone down that area where the school is. I visited the school also on 2 occasions, I think. And no, it's not, to me, it's not close. But she really reaches fast. I don't know how the hell she manages. Yeah, Speedy Pita. The way along the canal is so quite dangerous. You've got already things growing on the side, and the pathway is very narrow. We literally had to walk in a single file. You can't walk two abreast. You have to walk single file. And God help somebody's coming on the other side, then you have to squeeze past each other. So so this side is all rock and walling and shrubs and bushes growing, and the other side is your canal. You don't want to end up in a canal, right? So very, very narrow, very narrow. You have to really walk in a single file. And I was continuously looking down, where I'm walking. It was new for me. It reminded me of my Darjeeling days, when I was walking to Sikkim on that ledge. It reminded me of that, but that was the height. Here it's only a small canal. But who wants to get into that dirty canal water, right? Canal water was not very clean. So And then you're like going from a small narrow path between houses and all, and finally you come out towards the mall side. But then also we had to still take a trike or something to the mall, and then from the mall, go somewhere else. But that was a shortcut because the canal was a shortcut to walk and get a tricycle because uh, coming to the top of a lane, uh, you never. Sometimes there were tricycles there, but usually no tricycle. If there was a tricycle, then we would go another way. And coming time, the tricycle used to come around the canal side, so he used to charge a 10 peso extra. So instead of 10 peso, they charge 20 peso per head or 15 peso per head or something like that. Sometimes you think, no, 10 peso, those poor people are struggling, peddling, they are struggling to do it, carrying the weight of one or two people behind, so two people behind 20 peso. What is 20 peso? What can you get in 20 peso? Yeah, in 20 peso, you can get, oh, what's the name? I still have it for, oh, plain and, how I forgot the name, man. Pita Day, help me, Pita Day for breakfast. What's the name? See, man, sometimes, it just slips my mind completely. And I love that for breakfast. I love to have that for breakfast. And they cost just two peso each. So for 10 peso, I can get five, right? And if you buy the coconut ones, you get three. 3 peso for the coconut ones, and 2 peso for the plain ones. Just can't get the name. It'll come. The name will come suddenly. So yeah, you can get something for 10 peso, but it's hard work for them. It's hard work for them. And sometimes they will get some heavyweight people, right? I hope I can, but I don't know about the internet. Yeah, I can imagine it's very frustrating because you get on the internet and then in 30 minutes it's going off and you're trying again 4 times and it did not come back. Yeah, it's very frustrating. Pita, what's the thing for breakfast, Pita? The bakery sells for breakfast. I forget the name. I'm trying to remember. It's not coming. You can get coconut and you can get the plain ones. I've never ever forgotten the name, and today I just cannot remember it. It might not be helpful for me again. Yeah, doing the live stream in the school. Yeah, you see, if the connection you feel is a good connection, then try it. Let me know. Why can't I get the damn thing? Why can't I get the name? Okay, let me. Chona, where are you, Chona? Are you still there, Chona? Very quiet, Chona. Say something. See, Chona, I'm also not good in art and craft and all that. I'm not good, you know. So that's okay. We are good in other things, right? Pandesal. 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 Oh shit, I must remember. Pandesal. Let me associate it with something. Pandesal. Pandesal. Yeah. Pandesal. 2 peso. 2 peso for a pandesal. And you get 2 peso for the plain pandesal and 3 peso for the coconut ones. I love the coconut ones, but I stopped eating because they are a bit too sweet. Too sweet. You washed the dish. You wash dishes. Okay, you wash dishes. Okay. So you're busy washing dishes, but you were hearing. Thank you, Jonah. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Yeah, when you're washing dishes, you can't type messages, right? I understand that. So yeah, so that was Pandesal. Yeah. Now I don't think I'll ever forget that name. I'm associating it with a way of remembering Pandesal. Yeah, Pandesal. So I love the Pandesal, and I never knew that they were so cheap. I used to buy it before in 2019 when I went to Philippines, Taguig. I used to buy every morning and come, but I forget how much I used to pay there. Honestly, I forgot. But here in Cebu, when I used to go to that bakery at the corner of the road, it was good. Buy that and buy the Milo milk, Milo milk, and have Pandesal with Milo milk. I love that. I love that for breakfast. And I found a place where they were giving at the side of the bakery. Pandesal is a type of bread. Yes, yes, it's a type of bread. Like how you get, like how you get. What's wrong with me? I'm just forgetting Alzheimer. Am I having Alzheimer's? No, please, I don't want to pray. Don't want. No, sometimes I just don't get it. Uh, it's got a French name. It was lying on the kitchen top also. Macaroon is coming to my mind. Macaroon, but it's not macaroons. It's not macaroons. Uh, let's try to Google. Let's see. Uh, 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 what should I Google? What's happening to me, man? Croissant, croissant. It didn't come up in my. It didn't come up in my this, but I suddenly remembered. Yeah, croissant. So how croissant? You have croissants. So something similar to that. Something similar to that. So they have the plain ones, they have the chocolate ones, and they have the coconut ones. Chocolate ones I don't like also. I don't want. I don't like that chocolate ones. It's too sweet. The coconut ones also are sweet, so I used to have less of that. Yeah, croissants. You're right. Croissants. Croissants. You are on live stream. Okay, Stephen. Let me shut down. We can go to. We can go to. Pita's live stream. Okay. So thank you very much, all of you. Really good that we had a nice chat, and let's join the Pita. So yeah, love you all. God bless you, families. Orwa, hasta luego. See you again. Bye for now. Take care. Bye. Yeah, all of you also have a good day, and Stephen, have a good night. So I'll just log off. Okay. Let me type in my thank you note. Okay, then here I end.